Hey guys, Chris here, Buffalo Eastgate, and I wanted to do a quick video here. We got a new camera, so let me know how it turns out here. We're going to be just talking about trichomes. A lot of newer growers and even somewhat experienced growers are, kind of unsure about trichomes and when that perfect window is to harvest. And there's a lot of people that are always pushing the, oh, wait till you got at least 15 or 30% amber, shoot for more cloudy, but always wait for at least a little bit of amber. Sometimes you got strains, you're sitting there maybe 2-3 weeks after the point of when you should harvest, waiting on those amber trichomes, and they don't really come. And by the time you do have a little bit and you harvest it, you actually miss that window. And that's because a lot of different strains completely different than one another. Some of them don't really turn amber, some of them have more like that sedative type effect. So in that case, most likely you're not going to want to wait for a lot of amber. So definitely something to consider. Like I said, a lot of people miss that perfect window. They end up waiting for that little bit of amber. They're sitting there possibly 12 weeks in on the flowering period, scratching their head wondering why the seller's saying that it's like 7 to 9 weeks, and they're sitting there 4+ weeks past that. Now sometimes, depending on how you're growing, different environments and ways of growing, it might be a little bit off. It might be an extra week or two, but once you're hitting like 3, 4, 5 weeks, then there's probably something going on. So definitely check into that strain. See if there's other people talking about the trichomes, whether they don't really turn or they're waiting, a pretty long time after when they should be harvesting, according to that recommendation. So as you can hear, I kind of am losing my voice right now, so I apologize for that. I'll take a quick look at everything we got going on. Haven't been really filming as much and talking about what we got going on. And anybody growing knows that pretty much every single week, everything could be completely different, especially with what we got going on. So we got a bunch of monster crop clones starting right here, all different as you see, different strains, different times during the flowering period that we took them. Same thing with these. Them are a little bit further ahead. Again, you could see, the variation on all of these. One of them, I'm not sure where it is, had right here, single fingered leaves. It finally just got normal looking leaf right there, but looked really crazy. Basically didn't look like a cannabis plant at all. Looked like some completely different plant. Looking at these, we got some plants started from seed. They're getting there. Now we're just at the very beginning of the season, but we're up north in New York, and with the shorter season, we really can't push out anything close to, like, say, Cali. So I started these about a month early. You can see how big they are for the very beginning of the season. So I'm very interested to see what we'll push out with that extra 30 days, as well as seeing and sharing the results with all of this stuff we got going on here. These are our most likely mother plants and or what we're trying to turn into short bushes. And these are actually monster crop clones as well. This was the original one, the first one we took, and turned into a straight bush, as you could see. Now these things get so many branches on there. Try to get a close look, because they were going to have flower there, and instead of growing flower, they end up having to grow branches, and they just get an insane amount. So perfect mother plant, that's for sure. Even this one was taken from this before it had the chance to actually revert. We waited till it rooted and then snapped off a couple little branches, snipped them off, and got those started too. This one right here looks pretty similar. It's definitely probably just about as bushy, but instead of monster cropping this one, basically we let it kind of start to go into flowering, because we put it out here a bit early outside. We should have definitely waited a couple weeks, I think. So it was a little bit confused. It started flowering. Luckily it was early in the life cycle here, so it didn't start herming or nothing like that, and just put out all these extra branches. So again, I mean, this thing's going to be absolutely insane. It's hard to pick it up with the camera how many branches are really here, but every one of these main branches are just loaded with other branches coming off. So we'll check back in a couple weeks, see how these things look. So like I said, every single week the stuff looks just completely different. We'll see how big these are in another week. And these things should be pushing right behind them. Got our last 3 plants here. Probably going to be harvesting right in the morning tomorrow. And we got what we just harvested now, kind of breaking up that harvest because I hate trimming. So I really only want to do probably like 1 to 3 plants in one day. Otherwise, it is literally the entire day. And then this is what we got left still from the last grow. This purple stuff right here. Oh man, this stuff is crazy. The light's not great. Let me throw on that flash. Can't find the flash on this one, so we'll use this one. But I mean, look at that jar. And the next video we'll probably pull it out and get a close look at all the different kinds here, all different strains, all the different methods as far as growing, training along the way, different drying and curing methods, and whatever else you guys would be interested in seeing. Any questions, throw them down there. I'll try to make it a topic in one of the next videos. But just remember, once you get the harvest and you're watching those trichomes, if it's like 2, 3, 4 weeks after what the seller is recommending, then I would definitely consider chopping. Especially look into the strain, see what type of effects it normally has. If it's more sedative and you're sitting there weeks past, I highly recommend just chop it. We'll end it there. Make sure to like this video to show support, please.